On behalf of the entire committee members of IPA Contract 2023, I would like to express my gratitude for the support provided by the IPA Board and all relevant parties. This event can be successfully held on July 25 to 27, 2023 at the Indonesian Convention Exhibition ICE in BSD City, Tangerang. Some of the highlights of the event with the theme Enabling Oil and Gas Investment and Energy Transition for Energy Security, among others, were the signing of the Masela Block PI contract and the transfer of management of the IDD contract from Chevron to Eni. Also in 2023, for the first time, IPA Contract published a special study, or we call the white paper, on the energy transition and investment in collaboration with the Wood Mackenzie. The IPA President handed over the white paper document directly to the Minister of Energy and Mineral Resources at the opening ceremony. For your information, even though there was a sudden change in the event location from GCC to ICE BSD, the implementation of IPA Contract 2023 was successful, attended by more than 2,000 conference participants, more than 130 exhibiting companies and institutions, and more than 20,000 visitors. Hopefully, this success story will be continued in 2024 and beyond with all of your support. Last but not least, see you at 48 IPA Contract 2024.
The Environment and Safety Committee is tasked with interpreting, clarifying, and communicating policies, regulations, and guidelines related to the environment and safety in the oil and gas industry, particularly in the relations to the implementations. Our work also involves giving input and participating in the development of policies for new and emerging issues in the collaborations with other committees. Our stakeholders in the regulatory bodies are primarily in the Ministry of Environment, ESDM, Directorate General of Oil and Gas, Migas, and SKK Migas. Our advocacy is in improving and for developing the implementations of environmental guidelines and regulations. In 2023, we involved in several activities. The annual proper awards given to all industries by the Ministry of Environment are seen by the governments to be prestigious achievement. IPA advocacy for proper, basically on environmental audit, to be judged every 3 years, especially for the oil and gas industry, so that the focus can be more directed to the sustainable compliance. Also, the award winners to receive a more meaningful advantage for the achievement. A notable change is that next year's candidates for the Gold Award, the highest, will be judged with the same passing grade as this year's, whereas previously such grades have been or an upward trend year on year. The 3 submission period is still pending. Proper expectations of beyond compliance has recently been formalized by the official mandate. For many companies, this can be a resource-intensive effort in cost, systems, and man-hours, and we are in discussions for suggestions on improving and simplifying the implementations of beyond compliance evaluations, such as using benchmark. We are participating and providing input to a study on system and methods for data gathering in support of the National Effort for Low Carbon Solutions, CCUS, CCS, Carbon Trading, Energy Transitions, led by Coordinating Ministry of Maritime Affairs and Investment, MARVES. Such a system will align the inputs and reports received from multiple ministries and consultants to inform the basis for the decisions, such as in the carbon pricings. We have taken part in discussion and provided data and suggestions to the ESDM for the National Sustainability Report. Our stakeholder is Migas on aspects related to the reporting and data analysis. We have collaborated with the Energy Transitions Committee on the CCS and CCUS advocacy, specifically participating as advisors and writers in the development of PTK by SKK Migas. We continue to network within SKK Migas in support of their one-door service policy in the simplifications of formalities for environmental permits, such as reductions of overlapping requests from different ministries.
IPA Board members and stakeholders. The Energy Transition Committee is tasked to advocate, monitor, and provide input to the current and emerging laws, regulations, and policies related to low carbon emission, it keeps abreast of the global development in low-carbon energy in support of its advocacy for the oil and gas industry's continued importance in the era of energy transition. As a lead for the advocacy in the area of energy transition, ETC has continued to actively contribute to the drafting of the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Resources regulations on CCS/CCUS. IPA's input and involvement in the ministerial task force has culminated in the enactment of Minister Regulation number 2 of 2023 in March. The key issues required by the industry to develop CCS/CCUS under the current framework are sufficiently provided in the regulation. We now have the basis for planning, executing, monitoring, reporting, and verification of CCS and CCUS activities, and recognition of CCS/CCUS as part of petroleum operations. Following to the Minister Regulation, we are working with SKK Migas at the implementation level to start drafting the Management Guideline for Work Procedures, or PTK, for CCS and CCUS. IPA's advocacy has followed into the drafting of the Presidential Regulation on CCS/CCUS, which could be enacted by the end of this year, and which, among others, addresses cross-border CCS, a fundamental building block for energy transition. We have discussed and given input on many aspects it must consider, such as policies, regulation, incentive, tax and finance, business models, PSC split, reserve management, and upstream-downstream classification. The IPA White Paper specifically identifies the accelerated development for a robust CCS/CCUS industry as crucial for Indonesia's energy transition. 5 areas of action to lay the foundation are: develop comprehensive CCS/CCUS laws and regulation, design and ratify cross-border CO2 emission management agreement, introduce a national carbon credit framework, offer fiscal incentive, and introduce a permanent and high carbon price. The first has been ongoing, and in 2024, ETC will start the advocacy necessary for the movement in the other 4 areas. Increased commitment of time and effort will be required from committee members, as the critical part of advocacy will be to align multiple stakeholders.
Throughout 2023, the Exploration Committee focused on several regulatory issues that has direct impact on future investments in Indonesia, such as the oil and gas law revision, cross-split terms improvements, and the promotion for future exploration in the frontier areas. This year, we also still focus on our ongoing agenda, which is to work together with the National Data Center, or Pusdatin, providing feedback and input to improve subsurface data management, both from the regulatory and technical perspective. And last but not least, we also work together with the other committees in the IPA for the advocacy of the importance of low-carbon initiative regulations as a license for future investment in Indonesia.
Good morning, IPA board member and stakeholders. During this year, Finance and Tax Committee has been actively involved in shaping the landscape of the oil and gas industry. We have played an important role in major events such as the IPA Convex and SKK Migas IOG. In these events, we contributed not only financial and technical expertise, but also built valuable connection with major stakeholders. Adding to our accomplishments, we resolved long-standing disputes related to branch profit tax through consensual agreements, with vital support from the board of IPA, ESDM, and SKK Migas. Additionally, the FNT has been leading to the IPA White Paper project jointly with Wood Mackenzie and officially presented to the Minister of ESDMs, or Pak Arifin Tasrif, during the IPA Convex. Our advocacy extends to legislative amendments and regulations. We have discussed the amendment of the Oil and Gas Law and Government Regulation 79 of 27 and 53 in collaboration with other committees, incorporating flexible contract terms and improved fiscal terms. Issues in addressing VAT on master list facility have seen progress with alignment from SKK Migas, the Custom Office, and the Directorate General of Tax. On the other hand, challenges from the Ministry of Finance and the Central Bank have temporarily halted discussions on amending Government Regulation 36 or export proceed retentions. As we look ahead to 2024, our focus remains on improving Indonesia's fiscal competitiveness, and supporting the strategy of energy transitions, which has gained momentum after the publication of the white paper. So, thank you for your continued support.
Greetings, colleagues and stakeholders. In 2023, our HR committee focus was clear: supporting energy transition and expatriate remuneration. Collaborating with the Energy Transition Committee, we emphasize the importance of professional competency in supporting the energy transition. Our CEO talk at IPA 2023 Confact and subsequent panel discussion with students and young professionals underscored the ongoing need for talent in geology, geophysics, and engineering to accelerate energy transition. The Human Capital Summit by the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Resources in March 2023 was a landmark event. It united industry players, investors, and educational institutions, providing the importance to align our effort in support and the energy transition agenda. It was the perfect platform to begin discussion in crucial implementation issue of Indonesian human capital development toward net zero emission in 2060. Turning our attention to expat remuneration, we face the challenges presented by Minister of Finance Regulation 258. Despite the regulation call for a review every 2 years, IPA advocacy revealed a lack of follow-through. Initial discussion has been conducted with the government in collaboration with Nusa Indah of SKK Migas. As we look ahead to 2024, our commitment remains unwavering. We will continue advising our engagement on energy transition through knowledge sharing session, uniting IPA member companies to align HR effort in this critical journey. Recognizing the need for grounding strategy plan for PMK 258, we are planning multi-level engagement with targeted stakeholders. A focus group discussion with SKK Migas and the Ministry of Finance is on the horizon, reflecting our dedication to effective advocacy. Building on the success of our Change Mindset workshop in 2022, we will extend this initiative into 2024. Knowledge sharing on advocacy skill will be an integral part of our members' continuing education program. In closing, our commitment to fostering positive change in the oil and gas industry is unwavering. The Human Resources Committee is dedicated to addressing key issues, advocate for change, and preparing for the challenges in the future. Thank you for joining us in this journey, and together, let's make 2024 a year of impactful progress.
On behalf of the gas and LNG divisions, we would like to thank for the board for their guideline for 2023, so all the programs could be happening smoothly. The LNG and gas divisions has been established to support the members on how to maximize the revenue through competitive gas for domestic industries and foreign industries as well, and to support the government on gas domestic policy which is fair to the stakeholders, and to support the government on infrastructure required to make the gas more competitive. Thank you.
Do you know that Professional Division is one of the few committees that generate revenue for IPA? As of October, we have generated more than 400 million rupiah and will reach ₹500 million by the end of the year. This revenue comes only from publications and memberships, but that's just half of the expected revenue. The other half was expected coming from short courses. From all 8 courses we planned this year, none of them attract enough participants, so we must cancel them all. Therefore, for 2024, I'm reaching out to you, the IPA board and all IPA members, to provide us feedback and suggestions to better serve you. We are looking forward to a successful year in 2024.
In 2023, the IPA board tasked the RSC to focus on promoting the fiscal policy and contract sanctity. RSC took the lead in advocacy of 2 crucial regulations, namely the draft oil and gas law and revision to ministerial regulation on gross split PSC. For oil and gas bill, the IPA advocated and provided several key inputs to improve the investment climate in the oil and gas law sector. The key inputs include, among others, reinstatement of assume and discharge, country-wide ring-fencing, decriminalization of civil dispute and contract sanctity, and carbon emission management, or CCS and CCUS. In an effort to advocate the key improvements, RSC participated in several meetings with external stakeholders, including SKK Migas, and the Parliament. In the last meeting with the Chairman and Vice Chairman of Commission 7 of the Parliament, most IPA inputs were well considered. However, it is unlikely that the final draft would be agreed and sent to the government by the Parliament this year, given the election is coming very soon. With regard to the gross split PSC regulation, most IPA inputs were accepted by the government. Once it is enacted, we will see a much simpler and very competitive gross split PSC. This would be a good step to improve the fiscal terms of the gross split PSC in the country. Apart from the two regulations that we mentioned before, RSC also actively participates in other regulatory matters such as ministerial regulation on CCS and CCUS, revision of government regulation number 27 and number 53, 2017, proposing and improved fiscal terms and fiscal incentive, and revision of ministerial regulation on expatriate remuneration, and government regulation number 36, 2023 on export revenue. We work together with IPA Committee to defend our rights under the PSC. In order to increase members' capability, RSC also conducted Learn and Learn session. The last one we had titled CCS and CCUS and Carbon Credit in Indonesia. This learning session is very useful for our members and will be continued in 2024. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank RSC members and our board liaison for the positive contribution and guidance during 2023 that will enable us to achieve all our program. Thank you.
In 2023, SGM Committee have 4 strategic programs and all of them have been delivered. First program is related with stakeholder engagement with the key message, update and feedback on current draft regulation and procedure, and the outcome of course related to improve on business process to be more efficient and effective. Some regulation already revised in this year is related with the procurement management under PTK 007 Book 2 and Book 3 Asset Management, Book 4 Custom Management, and the last one is related with the master list procedure under PP number 2 2021. And then the second program is related with market capability update. The key message here is first-hand update on market capabilities from market segment. SGM Committee have collaboration with Asosiasi Pengeboran Minyak Indonesia, IADC, APPE, Korean Chamber, and Kapenri. One of the significant output from this program is to have price formulation that can be useful and as reference in the contract to adapt with the market volatility. And the third program is related with coordination with SKK Migas for strategic supply alignment. So the message here is related with the better planning and effective and efficient contracting strategy. One of the significant output from this program is having long-term demand planning and then cascade down into joint tender related with rig and some long lead items. And then the last program is related with SGM regeneration IPA goes to campus, being socialization on SGM existence in the oil and gas industry. Under this program, SGM Committee goes to ITS Surabaya and UGM Yogyakarta to bring the topic related with SGM awareness in oil and gas industry and how to build an effective and leading team in oil and gas especially. Thank you.
In Ethics and Compliance Committee, we divide activities into 4 streams: external, internal, communications, and educations. In external, we engage a lot with FAMI, Forum Auditor Migas Indonesia, to provide inputs on ethics and compliance risks to achieve IOG 4.0 target. We also collaborate with KPK to discuss anti-corruption and anti-bribery risks in oil and gas sector. In internal, we share the implementations of sexual harassment program in Medco and also the implementations of industry integrity in Petronas. From communication, we share the ECC agenda and also the ethics and compliance risk during IPA conference. And last but not least, we also share to Pertamina University as part of the educations and give back in order to make sure that our agenda being spread around the university. Before I close, I would like to say thank you very much for all the support from the board member and also from the committees, and wish us good luck for next year. Thank you.